Contrary to what you may have been told by horny men, all men are capable of wanting to be monogamous with one woman and actually enjoying being monogamous with one woman for their entire lives. However, whether a man wants this and enjoys it throughout his life is very dependent on the woman and how she shows up. And what I'm going to be talking about in this video is how a woman needs to show up to inspire that desire, that even craving to want to be monogamous with you and only you for the rest of his life. Yes, this is possible, and I'm going to explain how. Before we get into it, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Zach Rohde. I am here to lead you into creating the relationship of your dreams using your feminine energy and what I call feminine communication to inspire a man into cherishing you. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that below, hit the notification bell, and be sure to like this video because I'm going to make sure it's a really good one for you. So I'm going to illustrate this by talking about me and my own love life and my past. So I have been married, been with my wife for about a decade now. And for about a decade prior to that, I was a man whore. I had not fully grown up, because healthy masculine men, they're not man whores. Okay, they're not just players that are sleeping around. Those are undeveloped boys. Those are children in adult bodies. Healthy masculine men feel a strong desire to want a family, to find the right woman, and to settle down with her and have children with her. If he doesn't want that, he's not a healthy masculine man, period. If he's using women just to sleep with, he's not a healthy masculine man, period. It doesn't mean that a man can't be inspired into that by you or by some other woman. I am just saying that that is not healthy masculine behavior. Even though what is often paraded in the media is sort of masculine sounding men who talk about masculine sounding things, being very promiscuous, polyamorous, not wanting to settle down, and being terrible role models for young boys, young men, and men who are well into their adulthood. So, a healthy masculine man, he wants a wife, he wants children with that wife, and wants only her. Back then, when I was not fully grown up, I wanted to just sleep around with lots of women. And that was really fun for me. I'm not going to deny that it wasn't fun for me. I don't think that was healthy to do, but it was enjoyable. And for a while, I actually planned to just sleep around with women for the rest of my life until I died and never settle down. But after a time, this lifestyle did get somewhat boring and unfulfilling for me. And I started to look for one woman to be with. And I found many women after that period. But it wasn't until I met my wife that I really felt the desire to just be exclusive with her. And I was actually planning on being non-exclusive and just really making sure that the woman I met was the right woman before making that decision. But it ended up only taking 2 weeks, 10 days, something like that. A period of 4 dates where we saw each other quite frequently. And at the time, it's actually a little embarrassing for me to admit because it is so against what I now believe in. I just think it's so wrong and actually disgusting. But at the time, I was actually sleeping with multiple women and seeing them non-exclusively. And they were great women, other than not having enough self-worth to actually tolerate something like that. But anyway, I dropped them all and said I don't want to be with any of them anymore, except the woman who's now my wife. And it was because, by comparison, spending time with her, interacting with her, thinking about her, everyone else, every other woman completely paled in comparison to her. And so there was no point of sexual variety or variety in any other way in experiences because I only wanted to be with her. And aside from all of that being kind of disgusting, there is something really special about that a man who has so many options in other women, multiple women at the same time, would choose to throw all of that away. Didn't feel like throwing it away. It was just because it was honestly like nothing to me by comparison. But getting rid of all of that just to be with one woman, just to be with you. Because what that's communicating is you are so worthy of care and devotion, exclusive devotion, that not only would no other woman compare, no other woman would compare, but no other group of women would compare. That's quite a compliment. And every woman is capable of inspiring that kind of devotion from almost any man. I'm not going to say any man, because some men are just too deeply wounded. They're just not ready to shift into that level of devotion, into that level of masculine responsibility to claim one woman only and choose just to be with her exclusively. Some have sex addiction, some have various problems, watching naked ladies on the internet problems. But what I am saying is that for most men, for most reasonable, somewhat healthy men, you can inspire him into choosing just you, including men who have lots of other options. And it's the men who have lots of other options, they're going to tend to be the ones that you actually want. You might not like their lifestyle, you might be disgusted by that lifestyle, but what you're attracted to is that a man has whatever it is inside of himself, the level of confidence, charisma, other things, leadership ability, to be able to attract women easily, right? And that's why you're attracted to that. It's like the same reason that other women are attracted to that. You tend not to be very attracted to a man that nobody else wants, because he doesn't have what it takes to attract women, including you, right? That makes sense. So that's the issue for women, is the men that you want, that you really want, that you would prefer to have, tend to have tons of options. And then you're put in a position, often, many women like you are put in a position where you have to choose to either settle downward, like for a man that's less attractive to other women, and is also less attractive to you, or settle for a man that is going to continue to be non-exclusive, which you don't want, and you'd be dishonoring your heart to do that. And I would never suggest doing that, just so you know, ever. You're communicating really low self-worth, even if it's with the most amazing, attractive guy in the world. If you settle for a non-exclusive arrangement, you're communicating that you have very low value. But you want that man. You want that type of man. But you can't get him. He might sleep with you, but he's going to be much more hesitant to claim you. And even if he did claim you, do you have what it takes to continue to inspire that desire to be exclusive with you? And there's a difference between the desire to be exclusive with you and the morality, the ethics to be exclusive with you, right? There's many men who may have enough morality, enough integrity to settle down with you and not sleep with other women, but he still really wants to, and he's feeling it inside of himself. Like, that's good. I mean, that's better than nothing. That's better than having no integrity, but it's a far cry from him not even wanting to. From not even wanting to sleep with other women, even if he could. Even if you were like, hey, I don't care. Go have threesomes. Go do whatever you want. Bring some women back to the bedroom, and I'll have fun too. A man who has so much integrity, who's like, no, absolutely not. You are the only woman for me. I have fully claimed you. I am only going to be with you for the rest of my life. So how do you inspire that? How do you inspire a man to fully claim you and treat you with that level of devotion? Well, you got to do all the things that I teach women how to do. This is what we do in our Academy program, and it's a big transformational shift. And yes, I will tell you about some of it right now. So first of all, very simply, you need to learn how to shift out of all your unhealthy control patterns, because all of your control patterns are demonstrating low self-worth, and they also are probably going to be, at least some of them are going to be disrespectful to the man, which is going to push him away. He's going to see you as less attractive. So what that means is you're going to stop any kind of mothering, you're going to stop any kind of fawning, any kind of avoiding sharing your feelings or unmet needs or asking for help. You're going to stop questioning. That doesn't mean you can't ask questions, but it's that questioning energy. Any kind of nagging, any kind of resisting his leadership, any kind of judging him. So those kind of control patterns. And I talk about more control patterns than that in other videos. If you're interested, keep watching my other videos, but that's a nice collection to start with. So you're shifting out of that, and you're learning feminine communication instead. You're learning how to communicate your needs, your feelings, your problems, your desires in a vulnerable, permissive, receptive, respectful, reverential way that inspires a man into wanting to take care of you. And that is how you're showing up with him. You're looking up to him as your hero, but not a hero as in like you're a helpless victim with no self-worth. Not the kind of hero that a random fan would look up to their idol, like they're a singer of a band, right? Because that's like, oh, I got no self-worth and like, you're my hero, you're my God. No, not like that. You need to fully have self-worth. It might look like that in a way, but you are also needing something from him. You are needing devotion from him. That random fan, it's if the singer just gives her a little bit of attention, a few crumbs, she'll be all over it. But no, not you. You need devotion. You're not going to stick around with a man who doesn't give you devotion. You're also not going to stick with a man if he's not giving you, if he wants to sleep with you without devotion, without fully claiming you, without fully taking care of you, without demonstrating that he's choosing to be with you and only you. So this is all self-worth stuff. So you're treating him like a king. You're treating him like your hero through your communication and through your energy, but you are also fully in your own self-worth as a woman. Okay? So I've used this analogy before. I'm going to give it again because it's such an important analogy here. If a man had a beat up 1980s Chevy, it's rusted, it's crappy, the tires need pumping, the windshield is cracked, it's terrible. He's not going to value it very much. He's not going to take care of it. He's just going to leave it out in the rain. Let it rust. It doesn't matter. But if he has, let's say like an exclusive Ferrari, I don't know much about cars, but say that the best car in the world, and there's only one of them that was made, some kind of special Ferrari or whatever high-end car, and it costs like $50 million, a bit more than the typical Ferrari. He's going to treat that really well. He's going to treat that as priceless. Now, let's say that Ferrari, he cannot own it unless it's the only car that he has. Can't own it. He can't drive it unless it's the only car that he has. And he has a whole bunch of cars. He has a whole bunch of beat up Chevys and Toyotas, crappy cars. And then he has this amazing Ferrari. Is he going to give up all of those other cars so that he can drive that Ferrari and own it? Yeah, probably. Because none of those other cars compare. What's the point of driving them? The driving experience sucks by comparison. Now, I don't mean to objectify a woman and compare her to a car, but it is important to use this analogy because your self-worth, how you feel about yourself, how you show up with a man, what you're willing to tolerate and not tolerate, is going to determine how valuable you are to him. To a car, it's based on whatever features that it's got, right? And the price tag and all that stuff. For you, it's about how you feel about yourself and how that reflects in your behaviors and your communication. And so if you want to be that Ferrari, then show up as a Ferrari. Use feminine communication. Do not tolerate anything less than devotion. Be willing to walk away from any man who's not willing to be fully devoted to you, who just wants to use you in the bedroom, who doesn't want to fully claim you, who isn't putting in as much effort as possible to take care of you. Don't settle for less than you deserve. And yes, that's hard, especially it might sound easy on the surface. Like, yeah, of course. But then when you meet a really great man, and I'm like the most amazing man you've ever met, you're more attracted to him than you've ever been any other man. And he puts in like 60% effort. Like let's say it's better treatment than you've ever had before from a man anywhere close to this caliber. You got to be willing to lose that. You got to be face to face with the possibility of never meeting a man anywhere close as good as him again. Because you need to choose to honor your heart every time, no matter what. That's how you're going to attract and inspire that level of devotion from a man. And if you're already with a man who you can feel that he's not you might be exclusive with him, but he hasn't fully claimed you in that way, you can inspire that in him. Now, I might be talking to a woman right now. You might be a woman who is settling for some kind of situationship thing, some kind of non-exclusive arrangement with a really great guy. I've been a part of many of those arrangements. And I will tell you that you are almost certainly wasting your time. You're certainly dishonoring yourself in that moment if you're giving away your body without exclusivity. That's okay. I'm not judging you. I mean, it's not okay in the sense it's not good, but it's like, I'm just trying to help you. You can make whatever decisions you want, but that's not serving you. It's not serving your self-worth. You need to be willing to lose that man by being vulnerable. You don't have to just cut it off immediately, but get vulnerable first. Practice what I teach on these videos. Practice using feminine communication. Share exactly what's coming up for you. Ask for help. Share what your deepest need is. Be vulnerable. Be willing to get fully rejected by him, and you probably will get fully rejected by him. It'll probably will be embarrassing. It probably will bring up shame. But this is actually how you shift into your self-worth over time, is fully owning what you want. Don't just play it cool. Don't just play pretend. Be a grown, embodied, feminine woman. And if he's not able to give you what you want, then you flow away from him and you find someone who does. And the more that you make these shifts, the easier it's going to be to inspire that level of devotion from a man. Trust me, I know. And I've seen it. I know because I've seen it in my academy program. I've seen what women have often settled for, which is way less than they deserve. And I see what happens as they make these shifts. And these are hard, scary shifts. And I'm not saying it's easy, but you can make them. And I see what happens when they actually go through this process. They learn how to fully be vulnerable, own their needs, own their feelings, share everything vulnerably, always be willing to walk away from crumbs from a man who's not going to fully claim them. Eventually, they get that devotion that they need and deserve. And you can too. And if you would like my help learning how to go through this process, being led through this process to make it so much easier for you, so much less painful, then I would love to speak with you on a call. We'll talk about whether our academy program is right for you, but before we even do that, we'll unpack exactly what's going on in your love life. I'll tell you exactly what is going wrong, what you're doing to repel the kind of devotion that you need and deserve, which will be super helpful for you. And then if I believe we can help you, we'll talk all about the program. To get that call, go below this video, open up the description, click on relationshipyourdreams.com and watch the video that I have created for you on the next page. And then I will see you on that call.